Hey guys, it's Jim from Lightbearer channel. I'm going to do another quick little video here. I got some news today on one of the channels that I go to, showing that I've had some success with what I've done. Now this lady's name is WYLE.E Dyke. She kind of looks like a dyke. I mean, excuse me, but she does. She looks she looks like an absolute lunatic when you see her. She cackles like a witch. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. I just wanted to... I'm going to put a short video of hers up. It's like 2 minutes and 10 seconds long. I wanted to put this video up, and then on the other side of it, I'll give you a history of this lady and what's been going on and how I won a small victory on her channel here in the last couple of days. Alright, so I'm going to put the video in now, and then I'll meet you guys back here on the other side.
Hi, it's Pastor Laura Lee, and sure enough, one of these psycho stalkers came right on over to my website, spams me with 10 different evil, wicked, maniacal, psycho comments, and just an absolute psycho stalker who pretends, oh, I'm a good Christian, you're not a Christian. This person is absolutely deranged. And so on YouTube, what you have is people get in, you block them, but sometimes other people on my channel can see their ongoing vicious, vile comments that started on my channel, and sometimes commenters go back and forth with these people. I mean, not just a little, a lot, like 20 comments back and forth with them. And I don't want anything to do with these people, and I want them gone. On my website, they're access denied, they're blocked, and when I block them on my website, they're blocked. They're done. And the only access that people see on my website is on the front of the website. So nobody who is on my website has to see further comments by a psycho stalker. And so YouTube has horrific commenting. Terrible. Awful. YouTube has just horrific comment control, and I think they do that to create the troll environment. And so I don't want to use YouTube's commenting at all. It's fine to use YouTube for the vids, but many people don't have comments for the reason. And I'll just have comments on my site, but on my site I can do access denied to, psycho stalkers. And you have to do your own YouTube channel and start having these psycho stalkers that will get 20 channels, and they're absolutely deranged people. So God bless you.
I can't believe this. I had over 18 minutes of tape here, and somehow it got lost. And I'll never be able to say it the exact same way again. And I'm about so disgusted I don't even want to fool with it now. But I'm going to give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. That video that you just saw, that's posted on Apostle Laura Lee's channel. Posted today. And it's a direct response to me. I'm the lunatic stalker troll that she's ranting and raving about. So that's the kind of response I get from people that are so far gone that all they do is lash out and accuse the people that are exposing them of being the no good SOBs that they are. They all do that. You call somebody out for lying and going against the Bible, and instead of them repenting or even debating you using the Bible, they'll just turn on you like rabid dogs and say that you're the evil one, and that you're the one that's lying, and that you're the lunatic, and you have no basis for what you're saying. and yet they'll never refute it. Not scripturally, not even common sense wise, they won't. So this is typical response to the kind of things I do. It makes them mad. They apparently don't like people leaving comments in their comment section that tell other people about what they're all about. And I'll tell you a little bit about what Laura-Lee Dyke is all about. Now I'm going to start this again, and so it's going to seem tedious to me, so if I sound bored with it, just overlook it. I first ran across Laura about 5 years ago, and she was living up in Michigan at that point. She was putting out all kinds of crazy videos on her channel that she's deleted since then. It was called Apostle of Revelation 13. That's who she's supposed to be. But when she first started out, she was putting out videos where she was claiming that she was Mary, the Mother of God, reincarnated, and she was here to help all of mankind. And she played that one for, I don't know, probably a year. I don't know if she finally got bored with the role she was playing or what, but she demoted herself and made herself the Apostle of Revelation 13 instead, which is the thing that she still claims today, that she's this. I think now she switched it from Revelation 13 to Church of Philadelphia or some such thing. Anyway, she's the apostle to the Church of Philadelphia, I think is what she calls herself now. But she was putting out videos about this, and she was putting out other videos about weird stuff. Like, she put out one video where she burned the American flag, and another video after that where she burned a dollar bill, an actual dollar bill. And that's against the law. And that got her in some trouble. It got some people starting to monitor her channel on YT. And shortly after that, her own family was so worried about her that they got on her channel. And they must have gotten her password somehow. Anyway, they got access to the channel, and they took a bunch of stuff off of there. And they shut the channel down, said it was suspended or some such thing. And her family eventually got her committed through the courts to a state mental hospital up there in Michigan. She was court ordered to be in that mental hospital under observation. And she was in there for a 3 months. And eventually, I guess one of her privileges that she had earned was to be able to get back on the internet. And she found out what had happened on her website, and she got it back up and running. Was telling people, I didn't do that. I didn't shut down the site. I didn't take things down. That wasn't me. That was my family that turned against me. They're all a bunch of lunatic, crazy people too. See, everybody in the world is crazy but the lunatic themselves. It's always somebody else's fault, always somebody else doing something wrong. And this wasn't any different. So she got on there. She was still in there under court order. And she started putting videos out again about how sad she was in there and how bad it was. And they were just, I don't know, they was torturing her, I guess, as far as she was concerned. And she was telling about how she was refusing to take her medication, and she wasn't going to let them doctors, brainwash her and make her think she was crazy, even though she is crazy as a bed bug. So anyway, this follower of hers that had gotten really close to her, they all these funky teachers get their little pets. And this was her pet. His name was Sean. I'm thinking it was Sean Green. So she convinced this guy, somehow she got word to Sean to help her make the great escape. She had like ground privileges there where she could go outside. Because this place had a fence around it, man. And I'm not quite sure how she got past that fence unless her accomplice Sean had a rope or something, or he knew of a gap in the fence somewhere or whatever that they'd worked out. But anyway, he helped get her out of there, which was against the law because she was court ordered to be in there. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there's probably still an active warrant out for her arrest up in Michigan for breaking out of there. But anyway, her and Sean drove around. They couldn't go back to her house, and they couldn't stay there in Michigan, and because they'd be coming after her, so she had to leave the state. So her and Sean drove all around the eastern half of the country. I think they even went west a little bit, but mostly eastern seaboard kind of stuff. And they would do their little jaunts. They'd get out in different cities, and God had told her and Sean to march around a certain federal building 5 times and chant something or other to it, and do it to bind them so they couldn't bring on some kind of evil that the government was trying to do. That was the purpose of her burning the dollar bill, by the way, so she could show she was anti-government, I think it was. So anyway, they did their little rituals in all these little towns and some big towns. They went up there around Washington, D.C. once, and then Sean was going all over the place, going around different buildings and stuff. See, Sean was supposed to go up to meet her. He was from somewhere in the South. And he was supposed to go up there and meet her, and then all of a sudden she dropped off the radar. Well, he didn't know that Laura's family had shut shut her channel down. He didn't know all that was even going on. He didn't know she was in a psych ward. And they had made plans to meet. I'm pretty sure it was Washington, D.C. or New York City, somewhere up there, some big place. And they were supposed to meet there at a certain time on a certain day. And when she wasn't getting in touch with him, telling him, what was going on, he was driving, he was making videos of all these things he was doing. He went to all these different places that they were supposed to go together. And he was doing all these weird little rituals by himself, and it was just pathetic. All through these videos, Sean, he was worried to death. Poor little Laura, what are they doing to her? What happened to her? She's not even in touch with me for like a week or so now, or a month, and I haven't seen her or heard from her. And that guy was really worried about her.